Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cinematic Universe. My name is Ernesto Martinez. Joining me is Catherine Cook. How are you, Kat?
Great.
It Comes at Night, the latest horror mystery movie from the studio A24, the same studio who made The Witch last year. Directed by Trey Edward Shults, starring Joel Edgerton, Christopher Abbott, Carmen Ejogo, Riley Keough, Kelvin Harrison Jr., and the forest in itself, because in this movie, the forest is practically its own character, depending on how you look at it.
And Stanley is the dog.
And Stanley has the dog. Yeah. And Old Man Sicko, if you also want to throw him in there. Um, I typically don't gravitate to the horror movie genre. I'm just really not invested in it. I really don't care for it that much. I tend to revisit the old ones, like the original Chainsaw Massacre, the original Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, stuff like that. But other than that, any modern horror movies, I just don't really, care that much for them or feel like watching them. But recently, there have been a slew of pretty good horror, thriller, mystery movies. The Witch was one that I was surprised by how good it was. Everybody was saying, "Oh, it's amazing" and stuff like that, and I missed it out in theaters, so I bought it as a blind buy. And when I saw it for the first time, I'm like, that was surprisingly entertaining, especially in the last 20 minutes. Um, the movie Don't Breathe with Stephen Lang, I enjoyed that very much, but that's more of a thriller than a horror movie. And here comes from the same studio that did the Witch. It Comes at Night, which you don't pretty much have a setting, a timeline or a year or anything, but it seems like something went horribly wrong in the world where you can't get sick or you're gonna get, shot, burned, and buried. And it follows a small biracial family who is pretty much trying to survive whatever the hell they've gone through. And you can't trust anyone. And if you come across with anybody else, you have to make sure they're not sick, because if they are, you're gonna have to take care of it. And if not, well, then what the hell are you gonna do? Kat, what did you think of It Comes at Night?
I liked how they play around with their expectations a lot in terms of, how people get infected and what exactly they're running from and what does come at night, since they really don't tell you how people get sick or how it's transmitted and stuff. And so I thought, wouldn't it be a colossal mindfuck if the sickness got in the house by way of the father's decision to tie up the guy, William, in the beginning and leave him out there overnight. And maybe because he's an adult versus his little son, Andrew, is a child with a weaker immune system, that maybe from being tied up with there all night and then going to be close with his son, he transmitted it to him. Or maybe it's from the dog when they brought the dog back. And there's, ever since, he, what's his name, the other son, the main character guy,
Yeah.
What's his name? I'm already forgetting.
Yeah, sorry, I lost my I lost my IMDb page.
It was that forgetful in a way.
It's Travis. Travis.
Travis, yeah. Travis keeps having all those nightmares after they, go and kill the grandfather, which is a really brutal way to start the movie, I'll admit. Especially since he's still alive and not unconscious or anything. They could have at least waited till he was asleep. But he's having all these nightmares, and it's like, okay, did he get sick from, maybe he did have sex with a girl and they just don't show it. Maybe it was the dog, or maybe it was from tying up the guy at night. And there's all these, and Will tells the contradictory story about what they were doing before they came to his house, and they keep playing around all those expectations and stuff. And I'm thinking, okay, this is kind of nice, but this whole scenario has very been there, done that. You kind of know that they're going to kill the family the minute they let him in.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole thing just seemed to be lacking that sense of dread and foreboding like The Road had. Another post-apocalyptic type film, which is just savage in its brutality. But this didn't feel like that at all, because it's like they're in the woods. It's like they're out. They might as well be out camping or something with some really tight ass for a father. And it's like, okay, it's supposed to, for the title, It Comes at Night, you're supposed to be feeling more dread and things coming at night, but nothing really, comes at night. It's just like It's like, okay, it's some random plague, but again, very been there, done that. I like the lighting and some of the cinematography, and there's a couple scenes that make you jump, but for the most part, I was almost dozing off in the theater. And I actually did doze off at the part where they killed the two guys on the side of the road, and I almost dozed off at the part with the dog coming back, but my friend kind of nudged me away because it's like I'm waiting for the movie to take off to really feel that dread to lock in, and it never happens. It never comes.
Yeah, it does have that sense of claustrophobia, but they never really capitalize on it because, they're all shut in to make sure that the door stays closed at all times and never open it and stuff like that. They never explain how the door originally gets, open, but then, like you were saying, I'm thinking, well, the kid's always having a nightmare, so maybe he woke up in the middle of the night and opened it without even realizing it, because at one point they accuse the little kid of sleepwalking, and I'm thinking, maybe Travis is the one who's sleepwalking, and he's the one who's losing his shit, because he's the only one who's having all the nightmares ever since they had to kill his grandfather.
Or maybe because of the tension he's having with his dad, they deliberately let the dog back in.
Yeah. There are so many ways that you can interpret how everybody gets sick and how everything goes south, but the movie doesn't really want to give you an answer. You just have to, interpret it yourself. And while I felt that the performances were top-notch, the cinematography was great, the camera work and stuff like that, it was great, I just didn't walk away feeling satisfied. And I'm just like, that's it? All right.
Exactly. Right when the movie ended, this guy's sitting behind me. He's like, "You got to be shitting me." And I was logging the fact I logged it into my film diary on Letterboxd, and most of the comments on most of the reviews for it are like, "Yeah, people in the theater are going, you got to be shitting me, blah blah blah," and things like that. And it's like, yeah, the feeling was kind of the same, even though they liked the tone and on the whole, I was feeling the same. It's like, okay, it feels very average, almost like not exactly made for TV movie, but it felt more PG-13 than R, and not in terms of violence, just in terms of intensity.
Mm-hmm.
Because it just wasn't really there. Because especially in the climax, because they draw out the whole ending with the family. That's like, okay, what's going to happen. It's not, we've seen stories like this before. Kind of like any subplot in a zombie apocalypse movie where you come upon some people and it's like, oh shit, they may be infected. What are we going to do? Do we trust them? Except the whole movie was that, but it didn't really take off or feel very dreadful or foreboding at all.
Yeah. And something had to have happened to that dog.
Right.
Because they focused so much on Travis chasing after him, and when the dog stopped barking, you yourself in the movie theater heard something else happen to that dog, and you're thinking, oh, well, shit, something is coming around at night, and they don't know what it is, but they never really take off with it. And then you have Travis having his own little drawing phase where he's drawing all these ghost-looking things on his paper, and I'm thinking, did he see something? Is that what comes at night?
Yeah, those drawings were so creepy and so like, oh fuck, but it, like you said, it just doesn't. You don't have any of that. The only time you feel any like, oh shit, something's coming is in the beginning when the guy's pounding on the door trying to get in.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, why aren't we having any of those moments at night when it's all freakish and things,
Yeah, and for all we know, the only thing that comes at night is the paranoia of it all.
I think that's kind of what the movie is, playing into, the idea that the fear and the dread, because, we only go, like part of the rules, we only go out in the daytime and we go out by twos, groups in 2 or 3 and things like that, because they're afraid of things that are going on at night, and that's when Travis has his nightmares and so on and so forth. But I thought, the entire all the bad, horrible shit seems to happen in the daytime.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's just a case where they had all the right notes, they had all the right ideas. You just leave like, that's it, I guess.
Yeah, I liked the actor, Kelvin Harrison Jr., who played Travis. That was a nice performance, but I was like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much have nothing else to say about it after that. It's just pretty straightforward. Like, yeah, it looks good, it feels good, but overall, you're just,
Yeah, I got out of the theater and like, I probably should have tried harder to talk my friend out, because I really didn't want to go see it. I was feeling lethargic for the last 2 days, and I just watched the Game 4 of the finals, and I I was like, I really don't want to go out tonight, and it's because the show time is at like 10:15. He's like, let's go, and he kept bugging me about it. And I'm like, okay. And they keep raising the prices at my theaters. $11.95 now for a nighttime ticket. It's like, shit.
Yeah, I only pay $8, but that's
oh my god, that's nice.
But that's because I use my.
Is it like a private theater? Is it like a chain, or what is it?
No, it's Cinemark, and they have different prices. If you're student or military, you pay like $8 and change. If you're a senior, you pay around the same pricing or maybe less. If you're paying for top quality sound, like their version of IMAX, which is Cinemark Extreme Digital, you pay like $11 or $12. But I still get away with using my student ID card, so I pay like $8.35 or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, they still haven't realized that I've already grown at least 6 years past the picture I took. And I'm just like, I'm just gonna keep abusing this until somebody catches me.
This is being recorded.
This is being recorded, and they'll never know.
Same thing with my. I have friends at the college I went to who keep giving, because I kept my student ID and I graduated last year, and they keep giving me little commuter sleeves so I could ride the transit for free.
Yeah, might as well take advantage of it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I've got nothing else to say. You?
No. I wish it was better.
Yeah. So overall, we had the intrigue. We just thought the movie, like she said, could have been better. But that's all we have, everybody. As always, my name is Ernesto Martinez. Thank you for joining us, Kat.
Thank you.
You can follow us on Twitter you can follow me on Twitter at MartinezXYZ, and you can find all the review posts and upcoming reviews that I'll be doing either solo or in a group at my Facebook page, Cinematic Universe Ultimate. Bye-bye, guys.